Good morning, everyone. Happy Friday, just after 8 here on September 15th, halfway through the month of September.
Wow.
That's crazy.
It's going quick.
Want to remind you, of course, we go live every weekday morning here on Facebook. You can watch it anytime on your feed after the fact. We make this into a podcast every day. So if that's where you'd like to listen, just go to inform.com/podcast and look for the Inform Minute. You can also find us on our Inform YouTube channel and live every weekday morning from 5 to 7 a.m. All right.
Looking forward to the weekend here.
Yeah.
It's Friday, of course. Things started a little hazy, a little rainy this morning in some places.
Couple little sprinkles still out there this morning with yesterday's cold front moving through. That's what brought in some of this wildfire smoke. It will not be nearly as bad as what we had with our last bout of wildfire smoke, where we dealt with it for days and it was stinky and air quality was terrible. It was bad last time. This time I think just that moderate, that yellow color, when it comes to the category for your air quality, if that color bothers you, you know it, so you know what I'm talking about, you know what I mean. Most of us will just see kind of that hazy or milky look to the sky, and that's about the worst of it. Should be quickly moving out as the wind turns a little more due north tomorrow, and that should help to cleanse the air, so it should have better air quality for tomorrow. Otherwise, today, temps pretty close to 70, a little bit of a breeze out of the west-northwest, 10 to 25. A quick passing shower possible in far northern Minnesota tonight. The rest of us should have some sunshine and be good to go for high school football games tonight.
Cool.
I'd bring the jackets. If you're going to be out for a long time, maybe the mittens.
Ooh.
I get cold hands, so
that's
maybe
fair.
I'm just a wuss. But when you're sitting on the metal bleachers for
Yeah,
a really long time,
that's fair, especially
and
if there's
temps are in the 60s and there's a wind and it's
breeze.
dark outside.
Yep.
Somebody at a football game will have gloves on tonight, okay? Leave me alone.
It's better to be prepared and not need them than
Exactly.
want to have them later.
I would have a blanket to sit on those metal
Right,
bleachers.
that's what I was
There
thinking.
you
As soon
go.
as you said
That's a
the
good
metal
idea.
Yeah.
bleachers, I thought you're...
A blankie for your
Yep,
booty.
yep, exactly.
Booty blankie.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. I'm gonna put that on like a checklist, what you need to take to the
Yes,
game.
please do.
That's gonna be on a new graphic.
I love it.
Okay, anyways, tomorrow will be a cool day all day. We'll wake up 40s to near 50, end up only in the lower to mid 60s for afternoon highs, cloudy sky, and still a decent wind out of the north. So tomorrow is a cooler day. Planning some long sleeps for buys and tailgating tomorrow. We build in a little more warmth on Sunday with more sun. We'll be back in the 70s, 80s Monday, Tuesday, and then temperatures crash into the 60s at the end of next week with a decent bed of rain. Looking like some decent moisture Thursday, Friday, maybe lasting into the weekend. That's kind of where the forecast starts to get fuzzy. So, but models are lining up, so I'm growing in confidence for a chance of rain late next week.
Which we could still use, especially up north.
Absolutely, yeah. Even though we are nearing harvest time. My husband yesterday actually told me we're getting to the time where we need a good frost. So I don't know if that's a popular opinion,
Interesting.
but for crops at least, maybe it's getting to time.
You're asking.
Yeah, maybe it's getting to time to like cut things off. I know a lot of bug haters have told me it's time to be done.
Yeah.
So I don't have anything of that in the
Okay.
forecast. I don't have any 30s, but I think a good bet for rain late next week. And that kind of does cool us down, maybe even into late September.
All right.
So yeah.
All right, interesting. A little bit of
That's
everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little heat, a little
Yeah.
rain, a little cool. Tomorrow's cool. Then we'll be in the 80s. Some spots maybe even close to 90 on
Wow.
Tuesday.
Yeah, that's warm.
That sounds fun for a Tuesday, right?
It's the way it goes.
Yeah,
I feel like we
I
miss
know.
the heat on the weekend all the
weekends.
time.
We could use it Saturday.
Yeah,
Okay.
I know. Okay, I think that covers everything.
That was good.
All right.
Thanks,
Have a good
Lydia.
weekend.
All right, well, we have a breaking news update for you this morning, a huge story that we've had team coverage on since the accident happened. We do know right now, however, that a highway in the Northern Valley is back open this morning following a deadly crash that involved a school bus full of high school volleyball players. The Hatton volleyball team was on its way to play Nelson County yesterday afternoon when the school bus and pickup collided. The bus landed on its side and slid into a slough. Really tough video to watch, but incredible video with seeing the bus, the destruction of the bus, and the incredible amount of first responders,
Yeah.
law enforcement, ambulances.
A very active scene. Lots of ambulances, helicopter going in and out.
Right.
Full hands-on response from multiple agencies.
Absolutely. It happened at the intersection of Highway 32 and County Road 4. So Highway 32 is what I said is open now. The driver of the pickup was killed in this crash. The Highway Patrol, still very early in their investigation.
Yeah.
Not able to say a lot. We are trying to get as much information out as possible. That includes, what happened, how, what led to the accident, but also how many students, how many kids were taken to the hospital, what kind of injuries did they suffer. So we're still working to get those details. We do just know, though, like from our team coverage, talking to people at All True Hospital, a huge response, as you mentioned, a lot of ambulances and the helicopter going back and forth. So we know there were a lot of injuries.
Yeah, that's for sure. And we are also still working to find out the name of the man who died, and of course, thinking about his family as well.
Yeah.
So today, people are also gathering to show their support for those involved in that crash at Northwood Public School this morning. People meeting at the flagpole outside of the school. It's probably happening right now. It started at about 7:50 this morning, so they're probably out there at this moment. That news of the crash already reverberating throughout the region. Other volleyball teams already showing their support. Benson County and Drake Animu's volleyball teams, actually, we got a picture of this. They prayed for all the girls and the coaches and the team and everyone affected and their families last night in Maddock before stepping onto the court.
And I talked about this a little bit this morning. I have a daughter who plays high school volleyball, so we were in Grand Forks, and of course the parents had heard we were talking a little bit about it when it was happening.
Sure.
But it didn't really click with me that the team hadn't heard about it because they're kind of isolated, getting ready for the game out on the court. And so before Cheyenne High School played Grand Forks Central at Central, they announced that our thoughts and prayers for our fellow volleyball players. And I just, the kind of shock and devastation on the faces of the coaches and the volleyball players who were just hearing it. So it really affects so many people, the volleyball community, but, anyone who has, wasn't directly affected, but having children and hearing this happen, it's really a scary story for so many people this morning.
That's for sure. Of course, we're going to continue to cover all the developments from that and keep you updated. So stick with us both on air and online for that. Meantime, more breaking news overnight. One person is dead and another seriously hurt in a crash. It was between a semi-truck and a pickup truck. It happened around 6 o'clock yesterday evening on County Road 15, just about 3 miles from Rowlett. The North Dakota Highway Patrol says a semi was heading south when the pickup failed to yield at an intersection, hit the side of the semi. The 30-year-old driver from Fargo was thrown from the pickup truck and died. The semi-truck went into the ditch, started on fire. The 25-year-old driver in the semi was hurt, taken to a local hospital in Rolla. We're working to learn his condition this morning and find out the names of the people involved.
This is a big story, and we've been talking about it for a while. We're going to have team coverage on this as well tomorrow morning. The downtown Fargo high-rise, it's been there for 50 years. It's going to be imploded tomorrow. If you'd like to watch it live, go downtown and watch it. Of course, we talked about this morning. There's a huge area around the building that will be blocked off, but there are some areas that, they're pointing out this would be a great place to safely watch the implosion. You can see the map and kind of pick out your place if you want to go there, inform.com.
Yep.
But, you can just watch it from home as well. We're going to actually broadcast the implosion live on WDAY. We're going to go on live a little earlier. We usually go on at 7 for First News on Saturday mornings. We're going to go on a little earlier because they're supposed to do it at 7 a.m. on the dot.
Yeah, right on the dot. That's the plan. So I think we're going to go live a few minutes early, kind of set the scene, go live to the high-rise area, and then watch it happen. So should be quite the scene.
And every time I see video, doesn't matter where in the country you watch it, and it's impressive because they have, they detonate the explosives in different spots and it just drops in one spot. It's amazing to me. It doesn't matter how many times I watch it.
You can watch that live on air. We'll have it as our live coverage, and then you can also stream it on our website, inform.com. So tune in for that if you're interested.
Westfest continues today in West Fargo. Of course, it's been a whole week of fun things happening. Tonight, 80s Rock Band 38 Special will be at the Lights, but tomorrow's really the big day. And if you're listening to Lydia's forecast, if you plan on going to the parade, maybe layer up. It's going to be a little chilly.
Chocolate.
Yeah, hot chocolate and coats because you're going to have to save your spot for a while. But I believe the parade starts at noon. A softball tournament going on throughout the day. Street dance tomorrow night as well. So lots of fun stuff going on. That's
not the only thing, of course. There's a big Bison game this weekend on Saturday. The Bison wrap up their out-of-conference schedule tomorrow at the Fargo Dome. Of course, WDAY is also going to be bringing you that game against Central Arkansas live. The Bears coming into Fargo ranked just outside the top 25. NDSU, though, remains the second-ranked team in the nation. Game kicks off at 2:30 from the Dome. Game coverage starts at 2:20, but NDSU Game Day, the official pregame show of the Bison, that starts in the morning, so you can watch that starting at 10 o'clock. So plenty of stuff going on. Of course, tailgating too, so
Yeah.
It's going to be a lot of fun.
Very important part of the day. And backing up to tonight, WDAY is bringing you more live action from the high school gridiron as well. It's week 5 already for our WDAY Extra Game of the Week. We have a doubleheader for you. Some big games tonight. These are great ones. On WDAY Extra, you can watch Cheyenne and Shanley. That game kicks off at 7. It's actually at Shanley. Streaming tonight on inform.com and WDAY Plus. It's a crosstown matchup, big rivalry in Grand Forks Central visiting Red River. That game is also on at 7. We'll have highlights from those games and much more, of course, for First Down Friday during our 10 o'clock news.
Lots of fun, high school football. All right, big national headline this morning. This was breaking news overnight. The United Auto Workers Union now on strike against the big 3 automakers. It's already actually having a financial impact, too. The walkout began at midnight. The union is demanding higher wages and a return of pensions, and the union says it is refusing to hold talks with those companies today. The union also says it will be a phased strike, so workers are going to be asked to walk out at different plants at different days and times. That'll be happening here in the near future. Today, workers at 3 major auto plants in Detroit will go on strike. Now, even with this phased approach, overnight trading on auto companies took a big hit in the stock market. Futures trading for GM, Ford, and Stellantis, which makes Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and Ram, all fell about 1%.
Well, the Vikings lost
Yeah, they
again.
did.
Last night, again. So 0-2 on the season. Coming up on Hot Mic with Dom Izzo, of course, 9 to 11 on WDAY Extra. Dom's going to be talking about the loss, you know, what's going on, what you can look forward to in the first 2 games. I mean, Vikings fans.
Yeah, and it's
feel
still
for them.
It's still early in the season, but it's not. The statistics are not in your favor when you go 0-2 for making the playoffs. So they're gonna have to turn it around.
So talking about the Vikings, he's also going to look ahead to all the football games happening around the area, starting tonight as well. Hot Mic is on from 9 to 11 on WDAY Extra.
And remember, don't forget, for 99 cents a month for your first 3 months, you can get an all-access pass to inform.com. Just go to inform.com/subscribe to get that deal.
Our next newscast is coming up here at 11 this morning, and then we have you covered this afternoon, 4, 5, 6, 9, and 10. And remember to join us tomorrow morning for the live broadcast of the implosion of the downtown Fargo high-rise.
It's gonna be cool.
Lots of good
All right.
stuff.
Have a great weekend, everyone. Thanks for watching.